Rakefire and Other Stories is a 2020 collection of, well, short stories by Jason Ray Carney. It opens with a bang and Ink of the Slime Lord, a story with images that have long been stuck in my head as I started this collection some time ago, slowly made my way through it. Mara is on a quest for the Slime Lord Cax's ink, which is a nice word for it, and it's a quest for family, but a really twisted one. The next story is Trigon, which is a story of dark geometry. It has some reminiscing and some philosophizing. It's rather short. And then One Less Hand for the Shaping of Things is next. And this is probably my favorite in the whole collection. Is I think probably a novelette. I'm not sure. It's divided into chapters and it's a little longer. A man awakes hungover and disoriented before realizing the camp that he is in charge of, of protecting and so forth, is under attack. His name is Iolo, and it takes a character that I really do not care for at the start and made me care for him, which surprised me. And also, I always kind of had these guesses on what would happen next, and then I was never really right on what happened next. So I definitely think it shows some nuance of character, but also some, just ability on Carney's part as well. It's not all you'd expect, and it takes also an interesting look at long-lived species, if you will. A song in the deepest darkness starts with a secret dying with a man when it is upon his lips, and his brother desires to retrieve that secret, but he needs help learning it from the dead, of course. And then we have Her Formless Temple, which starts with a mother taking her young son to a witch to cure his sickness, and Cass has the evil sucked out of him and consumed. About as long as One Less Hand for the Shaping of Things, but I didn't enjoy it as much. It does have a cool ending. And Rakefire is the next story, and though it's what the collection is named for, it's only about 20 pages. The story itself is named for the woman that is its protagonist, and she narrates in first person as she, a sorceress, goes to make a thrall of a sorcerer. It's pretty interesting being in her head as, I don't know, she has a certain quality to her that makes her interesting to connect to. The next one is 2 silvers for A Song of Blood, and after that it's Shadows from Shadows, and then the last one is The Curio Dealer. The first actually has a sweetly named character of the Rogue, which is one of my favorite contemporary sword and sorcery characters. He does has this like title, kind of like in that Glenn Cook, Black Company book or whatever. And it's just aptly named, and he's got some really weird stuff going on, and I think this one showcases that, how he's kind of a bad guy, maybe even a little insane, but he does some things that you could argue are the right thing, and he has some very interesting properties about him. I like it. I like to write this type of story myself, and I think this is a character that I would like to read more of, and it is a character I have read more of. But anyways, there's also the last story here is a good example of sword and sorcery flash fiction. They're all good stories. So overall, though, this collection is a dark and weird variety of sword and sorcery. Not so much Blood and Thunder, and I find that refreshing. I also find it just well done. Dark and weird can sometimes be a little bogged down in heavy adjectives, different style, but Carney makes it really easy to get into. It's still violent, and it's about outsiders and horror and whatnot. It's sword and sorcery. It manages a gothic tone sometimes, antediluvian at some points as well, without being, again, bogged down in something like a Baroque description. It flows very lovely, all the stories, and there's a different feel to each of them, though, I guess they're all by the same hand. And it showcases an academically astute hand, I'd say, and a neat vocabulary that doesn't come off as plain, but nor does it come off as overbearing. And this paired with various other Carney stories I've read elsewhere, particularly the Tales of the Rogue, or the stuff I've read in the 2 volumes of the Book of Blades, are easily worth your time. In fact, again, he's easily one of the best writers of the genre today, particularly in that eldritch vein. Not so much Blood and Thunder or Robert E. Howard or his imitators as much as I love Robert E. Howard. I look forward, though, definitely to reading the rest of Carney's Weird Tales of Modernity and to reading the Savage Scrolls Volume 1, which he has edited. And anything else I can find by Carney, anything he touches his hand to for editing or for writing, is something that I don't think I felt like any of it was a waste of time. So, be it Whetstone or whatnot. So anyways, I definitely enjoyed this one. I think it is a little hard to get a hold of, though. I remember I got a hold of this on Amazon a while ago when a handful of random copies went up from someone, like one seller, and I'm not sure it's available in ebook. So it might be a little hard to get a hold of, but if you can get your hands on it, it's definitely worth it. Anyways, Liam from Liam's Last Name. I'll catch you next time.